Okay, hang the phone up. This is an investigation. An investigation. Hang the phone up. If it's not an attorney, hang it up. We're past a regular traffic stop now.
I see that.
We're not trying to extend it.
I'm trying to find the car.
We're past the traffic stop. Yeah, what? The plate didn't return or what?
You refuse to identify as a passenger.
Does he have a picture? Have him send you a picture if you can ID him.
You stopped him because the plate's not associated? Is that why you stopped him?
Okay. You have an ID with you?
No.
Okay. Do you have some sort of identification?
No. It says right here.
He has a little pamphlet that says, look, by this case law, I don't have to identify myself when I'm a passenger. So if I could ID him though?
With the photo?
I'm just gonna detain him and then confirm.
My badge is right there if you want it.
Yes, sir. And that's a nice badge, too. You're going to have me step out for what?
BZ Watchdog News Network.
Before we even get started today, go ahead and smash that like button. Drop a comment, share this everywhere, and make sure you're following the channel. Now today I have an update on a case that was referred to me by Delete Laws back around August or September of 25. And let me tell you, this one had turned into one of those classic government circus acts where nobody wants to answer questions, nobody wants to investigate complaints, and somehow the citizen ends up being treated like the criminal for daring to push back. This case involves Treyland Rocher out of Arizona. And from the beginning, this thing smelled horrible. First, we had the courts playing games. Then we had one of the cases drop. Then discovery started coming in. Then we started blasting that discovery out to the public so people could see what was really going on. And wouldn't you know it, once sunlight started hitting this case, the harassment allegedly did not stop. In fact, according to Trey, DPS Detective Charlie Warner continued contacting him, continued targeting him, and continued inserting himself into the situation like he had some personal mission to keep pressure on Trey. Because apparently in Arizona, when internal affairs complaints are filed, they just magically disappear into the government black hole. So after watching this mess drag on, I reached out to someone I know personally in Arizona, Arizona State Senator Annalise Ortiz, to see if she could help find out why these internal affair complaints were apparently going uninvestigated, and why Detective Charlie Warner was still allegedly harassing and targeting Treyland Rocher. Because here's the thing, when citizens file complaints against law enforcement, those complaints are supposed to be reviewed. They are not supposed to be ignored, buried, slow-walked, or treated like an inconvenience just because the complaint makes someone with a badge uncomfortable. But that seems to be exactly what happens in case after case. And now I've obtained a recorded phone call between Charlie Warner and Treyland Rocher. We're going to play part of that call in this video so you can hear it for yourself. Not rumors, not gossip, not BZ Watchdog being mean to the government again. Actual audio. And before anybody starts clutching their pearls, let me remind everyone where this case stands now. All but one charge has reportedly been dismissed. The only remaining charge was resisting passively. That's right. After all the drama, all the pressure, all the court games, all the government muscle flexing, what are we left with? A passive resisting charge. Wow. Call the Avengers, because nothing says dangerous criminal like a person allegedly passively resisting while government officials pile on charges that later disappear. And let's be very clear here. Dismissed charges do not magically erase what happened. They do not erase the force used. They do not erase the stress. They do not erase the damage to someone's life. They do not erase what appears to be a pattern of intimidation, retaliation, and government overreach. Trey may still have a potential excessive force claim, and from what I understand, he's currently in the process of obtaining legal counsel through my referral. And honestly, good. Because at some point, these agencies need to understand that citizens are not punching bags for bad arrests, bad reports, bad investigations, and badge-protected bullying. The public deserves to know why these internal affairs complaints were not being properly addressed. The public deserves to know why Detective Warner allegedly continued contacting Trey after this case was already under scrutiny. The public deserves to know whether this was about justice or whether this was about control. Because from where I'm sitting, this looks less like public safety and more like damage control. And that is exactly why independent media matters. That is exactly why people send these cases to channels like this. Because when the system refuses to police itself, somebody has to shine the light. So in this video, we're going to go through the update, talk about the dismissed charges, play part of the recorded call, and look at what may be coming next for Treyland Rocher and to Detective Charlie Warner, DPS, and anyone else watching this case unfold. You do not get to harass citizens in silence. You do not get to ignore complaints and expect nobody to notice. You do not get to turn the justice system into a weapon and then act shocked when the public starts asking questions. Because I'm watching, we are watching, and we are documenting. We are not done with this case because sunlight is the best disinfectant. In Arizona, here comes the floodlights.
Finally, I said, can I just call this guy to try to figure out what it is he's looking for?
Oh, I appreciate it.
I've been told no because there was initial, there was a complaint filed. So they said, no, you can't make contact. Let us handle it. I'm like, all right, fine.
Okay.
And I'm like, look, if things aren't happening, maybe we can just talk and see what it is he's looking for.
Yeah, I just want to just get my property back and just move on from everything. And I'll never go to Arizona again.
But here's the thing, bud. Here's the thing, man. I thought you were gone, so I stopped the investigation. Okay. I was like, all right, he's gone. You know what? Yeah. It is what it is. And, he's obviously moved on. So I kind of moved on, too. Okay. And then I got a call from Oklahoma, and they were like, hey, do you know anything about this? I'm like, it was, I think, a city attorney. And I said, I do, but I can't share anything with you. And they're like, oh, okay. And then I got a call from a detective sergeant. Hey, do you know about this guy? I do. What's going on over there? I said, well, right now we're looking into this, but if he's in Oklahoma, okay. Right. He's on my property more, so I'm done.
Yep, absolutely.
And so that's when I hear all this other, I'm like, what the heck are you doing back here, man? Oh, man. So anyways, the property, are we talking about the property from the house?
Yes. And it's not really my property. It's like a bunch of people's property, and it was under contract, and I have like people trying to sue me now for their stuff back. And
what's up?
Well, like I had a contract with people to hold their arms and for storage. Okay. Yeah. And so.
Okay. Well, a couple things. One, because you have a convicted, you have a felony, you can't have firearms or hold them for people. So I can't release them to you.
Yes, I understand.
Yeah, I can't release them to you, but if they can prove ownership, then we can release them. Okay. I talked to the bosses about that. I said, hey, there were some firearms released. They weren't leases. They were Traytons, or, believed to be Traytons. Yeah. He goes, nope, we can't release them to him, but if they can get proof of ownership, then we're good releasing those.
I'll do that then, because it was a lot of pressure on me for that. Because there people were asking for money, and I was like, I don't have money. Okay. And the thing about Oklahoma, I'm not worried about it because obviously I didn't get to go there. But
they do. There is a felony warrant for you now out of Oklahoma.
Yeah, I don't care. I never even been there. So to me, that's like a false charge. So I'm just going to file a lawsuit on that because I can prove I can't be in two places at once because it's just impossible. But I appreciate you giving me that information. If you can just tell the property guy, I think his name is Paul, that it's okay to release. I won't pick it up because obviously I'm not going to Arizona, but I will let the people know that own the stuff that they can call and I guess get their stuff.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good with that. Let me see what's the easiest way to go about that.
Yes, sir.
I don't know if I have to provide them a name or if I can just tell them, hey, release. These are good to be released. Because I think it's like if you were to go there to pick it up, I think they would be like, we have to run a check, and then boom, no.
Yep, exactly.
So I think we'll be okay to say release. I just have to ask them. I'll clear some things up on how to go about that, just because policy and procedure on how they're going to do it.
And I respect that.
Yeah,
I respect it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we'll do that, and then and there are some other items taken that a couple boxes of documents. I think some other things that I went through, and those are all good to be released as well.
Okay.
So
I appreciate that. Thank you. And, good luck in your ventures and everything and like that. And I hope we never speak again, sir. I really hope you take care of yourself.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
We'll probably talk one more time because I'll let you know what I found about how to go about releasing the guns.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And, if you do, like, let's just say this off the record. literally off the record right now. If you want to call Oklahoma and tell them.
Oh, there you go.
My wrist hurts a little bit.
Did you get hit?
No blood on you? My wrist hurts a little bit.
Did you get hit? He didn't swing on you, did he?
Did he hit on you?
I don't think so.
Got him?
Anyone hit Miranda, or are we waiting for the dog? We're not asking him anything, so until you're ready to ask him questions, or you can do it now and then let him sit on it. It's up to you. Whatever, however you want to do it.
I figure we're going to take it to the chambers tomorrow anyways.
Should have been kilos. Yeah. Well, he was being deceptive when I was talking to him. Asked him where he was going. He said in New Mexico. I'm like, okay, what are you guys doing out there? Didn't want to say. Asked him where he was going. Said, I'm not telling you anymore. Okay, that's fine. So after we arrested him, I'm talking to her. She's telling me that it's her company vehicle. She gave me the company name, but it's not returning to this vehicle. She said she was going out to New Mexico. Didn't tell me where. She said that they were going to go look at a property, and then they were going to Tulsa, Oklahoma. They were just stopping there, and they were driving there. She said they were going to be there for about a week for work to remodel a house or something. So that's about what.
Let me clear something up real quick. At this point in the video, yeah, I had audio issues. It wasn't muted. Technical glitch, but honestly, you didn't miss much. Because what's happening here isn't action. It's strategy. By this point, the passenger has already been arrested without confirmation, without clarity, just cuff first, justify later. Then they pull the driver out. She does what any citizen with common sense should do. She does not consent to a search. So what do? They stall. Suddenly there's this registration issue, a VIN delay, papers need checking. Funny how the VIN wasn't urgent before the cuffs went on, right? And while they're dragging their feet trying to ID Treyland again, because apparently paperwork is hard, they call for the dog. Now watch closely. The dog doesn't alert all over the vehicle. No frantic scratching, no clear trained indication, just the tailgate, just one area. That matters. That matters under established case law, and there's already precedent on canine reliability and false alerts. But this case, this one's unique, because instead of admitting mistakes, these officers keep stacking excuses. They keep shifting the narrative. They keep lying to cover their tracks. And that tailgate alert, that's going to be a problem for them. Stay tuned.
Good boy.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Now I'm not answering any more questions because I don't even remember. It's been very long.
I'm just gonna explain something to you real quick, okay, ma'am?
You're back on speaker. You're back on speaker.
So I'm Trevor Roberts. I'm a canine handler with the Arizona Department of Public Safety, okay?
Okay.
So my dog's trained to alert to 4 different odors. That's cocaine, heroin, methamphetamine, and fentanyl. We deployed him on that vehicle, okay? He's indicating one or more of those odors is present on the vehicle.
There shouldn't be because there really should not be.
Now, for me, my biggest thing is I like to, when I have the alert, my biggest thing is articulating the alert, like, okay, what's my dog smelling? Is there anyone that you know that uses even that's been in that vehicle recently? Because odor can transfer.
I don't know anybody who uses drugs.
In the state of Arizona, that alert does give us probable cause to search the vehicle, okay?
Okay.
So I have no other part in this investigation. I came out here, I was briefed, and I'm assisting in however I can. If you don't know, you don't know. I mean, for my records, I like to usually try and articulate, okay, what's my dog smelling? You don't know what you don't know.
And are you sure your dog's accurate?
He is very accurate. So he is very accurate. That dog is very, very dialed in on this stuff.
And what was it that he smelled?
So he's trained to alert to 4 different odors.
Right.
That's cocaine, heroin, methamphetamine, and fentanyl.
Okay. And then if everything's cool, which I don't know why I wouldn't.
Now, you're not going to get in trouble for a canine alert. The canine alert establishes probable cause. So based on whatever they find or don't find in the vehicle is what'll determine that.
Okay. Just hook her up. You got obstruction, you got hindrance. Control the vehicle, call us calling to get the dog so we can take him down to safe house. And then we can get this rolling, okay? Because we don't want to keep Captain out here forever. So let's pull her out. We can put her in my car. Yep.
Can you cuff me in front? Because I have a shoulder injury that I've done PT for months and months. I again. It's so painful.
All right, come back here.
Remember when that dog alerted to the tailgate? Not the cab, not the backpack, not the locked case. The tailgate. You know, the same tailgate sitting 2 feet from a big open bag of dog food and cans of dog food, while 2 live dogs are riding in the cab. But sure, let's pretend that alert magically equals drugs. Here's the part law enforcement hopes you don't understand. Canines are food-driven and toy-driven. That's not an opinion. That's how they're trained and rewarded. When a dog alerts in a contaminated environment like this, that's called a contamination alert. Not probable cause, not evidence, contamination. And yet, they claim that alert gave the probable cause. Except there's a problem. Actually, several. They searched the cab first. They were seizing computers and flash drives before they ever touched the truck bed, meaning the so-called alert at the tailgate was outside the scope of the search they were already conducting. You don't get to search first and justify it later with a dog. That's not policing. That's fishing. And then comes the real kicker. Remember the locked backpack and locked case? Watch closely, because they'll try to tell you one of the locks just popped open. Yeah, except the video shows the officer using the owner's own tools to cut the lock. That lock didn't pop open. It was cut open. No search warrant, no exigent circumstances, no consent. Just officers forcing entry into locked containers and hoping nobody notices. That's not a gray area. That's not a technicality. That's a straight up Fourth Amendment violation. And everything that comes from it is poison. Sunlight is the best disinfectant, and this one needed a floodlight.
We're just going to have to take everything out and start going through it. Yep. There's tools. It's fucking...
Everything but one of debit cards with the warrant name on it.
With what?
With the warrant name on it.
With the warrant name?
Yeah, so one of them does have one debit card with the warrant name.
Yeah, because
everything's all warrant.
the other ones are fake.
All this could go in evidence, right? For
Yep, take it all. Take it all. Take that out. Check that. Make sure it's not buried in the bottom.
Dump it.
What's that?
Yeah, get it to the pound. I need food.
Yeah, don't dump it. Just. Think these will work? Some if you ask him. We gotta get into this one. Black bag's open. I don't think those will do it, but you could possibly find it later. There's a computer in here.
Well, that cut through that?
No, it just popped open.
That's it, just a computer?
I can't tell what's underneath. like weed? Or no?
Just a little bit.
Yeah, I'm gonna get this one open. We went through all that.
What's up?
You have bolt cutters?
I do not have one.
No. Okay. I got a black box that's locked up. Yeah, only takes a key.
I have smaller ones. How big is the block?
What's that?
How big is the block?
It's a smaller one. It's not real big.
I might have some. Is there any keys up front or anything?
This is all that was in there, and those are too big. One thing I need that. I don't know why I don't have one. Right?
No, we'll just tear this fucking lock off. Can you pry it up at all and see what's in there?
It looked like just a computer, but you can't see what's underneath the.
Did you guys already try it with these?
Yeah. Unless you're stronger than us. Thanks, sir. I really don't want to break this if all that's in there is a computer.
Yeah.
I think I'm just going to try and cut this plastic.
Oh, yeah.
There's the gun. 2. Weed.
Anything beneath that?
No. What are these, lights?
Notaries.
Because he had fake IDs in there too.
Really?
Yep. Yep.
Hey, you got some more evidence. Got some more evidence here.
can smell it. You wanna go run those? One of you. That's interesting.
This is one too.
Yep, that's
Oh, this is her.
Ah.
Where was her license out of? Oregon?
It was not an Arizona license. That's interesting.
There's no way she's a notary.
Yeah.
Probably get her on forgery too.
Let me take some pictures. Oh man. 332 done. 10-4. Why is she so worried about pulling a DR? I don't know, it's like, does he take all the computer and that too now? Because like, yeah, they don't know what's on here. They've got, what, 4 cell phones now?
Gotta take it all as evidence. This is,
Take this whole box.
DPS dogs don't alert to these.
They don't alert to marijuana. So there's something else. There's that. Just put this down here. Let's start at 926. Get all the evidence out.
Dude, this is the craziest thing I actually ever seen. That looks straight out of a movie.
I know. We had 926 going so that we're not here all freaking day. Okay. Did he read you your rights already? Okay, you're okay if I talk to you then? Okay.
The guns are -29, so I'm just gonna take him to property. So we don't want to leave him in there.
Yeah, we can't leave him with him. You need to take all the cell phones and computers.
Did you find anything in there?
Because there's fake IDs and stuff. We need to look into them. Did you call Border 340? Call him, let him know what you have. He can guide you through. Because we're going to have more charges on him. They got notary shit in there from Oklahoma and Navajo County. Fake IDs, so you're going to have more stuff. So call him. You already started a tow truck?
Yeah.
You let him know that it has a trailer on it. It needs to be towed. Make sure they can get the trailer too. And then, yeah, we'll go to the office and then figure everything else out there. But we need to take all the computers, all the cell phones. You got all his IDs. Take those stickers he had in there.
Yeah.
Take everything.
I got the debit cards too, because they're the ones that show the difference.
Right.
Lady's pissing me off. She's just fucking lying up there.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, she's pissing me off.
Yeah. It is what it is. So I'm like, just hook her. She's straight up lying. I'm like, that's why I finally told him, like, dude, let's go.
I don't know who she was talking to that entire time, and I kept saying yeah.
Right. That's why I finally went back there. I'm like, hey, you need to stay out yourself.
Yeah.
Once we're done, you can get back on it if we let you.
She claimed her supervisor was an FBI agent too.
Yeah, that's what he kept trying to say when I was talking to him.
Uh-huh.
I'm talking to somebody with the FBI. Okay.
Oh.
And you should understand that you have to follow the law, follow the rules. So, okay. Just get out of the car and start swinging on us.
Did he pull that case law thing on you too? When you were trying to ask him his name and stuff?
He said, I'm not required to. I'm like, okay, that's fine. I was going to make him get out as soon as I went up there, but I knew where it was going to go. That's why I'm like, just wait till they confirm that's him, because when we fight him, know what I mean?
I didn't even know she was looking at her phone, and I looked like, oh shit. I'm like, should I cuff her or no? And I just started yelling at her, don't fucking move, and I ran over. I had nowhere to tase her. I said, right here, and I was like, that's not even gonna do anything. And I just yelled taser.
We handled it. Dang, so you didn't even see it?
What?
You didn't even see it?
I saw you guys trying to pull him out at first. Because I didn't know what to do with her. Because I was like, don't fucking run. If you run, you're going to get tased. And I just started yelling at her. I saw you guys go down, and that's when I just told her. I told her to sit down, but I don't think she heard me. And then that's when I ran over.
I was hoping your body camera caught it, but
It
if you were turned, you might not.
It probably did, because I looked this way, then I went back. I can check it.
Yeah.
Journal of Notary Records.
Yeah. New York strip steaks. They're like they're probably claiming this for their
business.
Marshalls. $21 at Marshalls in Oklahoma City. Zebro.
Bankruptcy and malpractice lawsuit.
Ponca City, Oklahoma. What was it? Ponca.
Car info.
Did you call 340? Alright, let's load all this back up.
Are you going to put this in evidence?
I don't know, should we?
I think it needs to be gone through. I bet it has all sorts of...
Take it, if not, we can put it in property. That's why I stopped those plates, too.
Right.
Yep.
Trying to register under Earl Harvey for voter ID, tax documents, board. That can go to evidence.
Yep.
I would just take that bag. This is
I think so. Take the whole bag.
So as you can see, once pressure started being applied, once questions started being asked, and once an Arizona state senator, Annalise Ortiz, was asked to look into why the internal affairs complaint involving DPS Detective Charlie Warner were apparently going nowhere, suddenly there seemed to be a whole lot of movement behind the scenes. Amazing how that works, isn't it? For months, citizens get ignored, complaints get buried, records have to be dragged out, people's lives get flipped upside down. The moment someone with a title starts asking questions, now everybody wants to have back channel conversations and quietly make the problem disappear. Well, too bad, because this does not disappear. Not when Treyland Rocher's life was basically destroyed. Not when his property was taken unlawfully. Not when his property is now being seized. Not when this situation allegedly helped create even more problems for him, including a felony warrant out of Oklahoma. And somehow we are all supposed to pretend this is just normal government business? No way. This is what happens when law enforcement gets used like a hammer and citizens are treated like nails. Now, let me be clear about one thing. At least Trey is no longer facing prison time in Arizona. That matters. That is a major development. Because after all the drama, all the charges, all the intimidation, and all the government flexing, the Arizona case has been reduced down to a point where Trey is not looking at being thrown into prison over this mess. But that does not mean justice has been served. Dismissed charges do not undo damage. Dismissed charges do not give someone their time back. Dismissed charges do not restore someone's reputation. Dismissed charges do not replace property. Dismissed charges do not erase the stress, the fear, the financial harm, or the constitutional questions surrounding what happened here. and they damn sure do not answer the question of why internal affairs complaints weren't apparently not being seriously investigated until outside pressures started being applied. That is the part the public needs to understand. Silence protects bad government. Fear protects bad officers. And apathy is exactly what allows these agencies to keep doing this to regular people who do not have a platform, do not have money for attorneys, and do not know how to fight back. That is why citizens need to start speaking up. Record everything. Save every email. Request every report. Get Bodycam. Get dash cam. Get call logs. Get dispatch audio. File the complaints. Follow up. Put everything in writing. And when they ignore you, delay you, mock you, threaten you, or try to bury your case in government paperwork, reach out to watchdogs, independent media, civil rights advocate, and anyone willing to actually look at the records. Because sometimes all it takes is one person reviewing the case, asking the right questions, and putting sunlight on it. And to every public official watching this, let me say this real slow. The days of quietly destroying people's lives and expecting nobody to notice are coming to an end. You may control the badge, you may control the paperwork, you may control the court filings, but you do not control the truth. And once the records come out, once the audio comes out, once the video comes out, and once the public sees what really happened, all the polished excuses in the world will not save you. Trey's Arizona case may no longer be threatening him with prison time, but this story's not over. The excessive force questions are not over. The property seizure questions are not over. The internal affairs questions are not over. And Detective Charlie Warner's role in all of this is definitely not over. So citizens, take this as a lesson. Do not assume the system is going to protect you. Protect yourself. Record, document, request records, expose the misconduct, and never let them bully you into silence. Because sunlight is and will always be the best disinfectant. And when government actors hide in the dark, BZ Watchdog brings the flashlight.
Tyranny, corruption, extortion. Sunlight is the best disinfectant. BZ Watchdog News Network.